DepEd Order Number 35, Series of 2022. Guidelines on enrollment for school year 2022 to 2023 in the context of reintroduction of the in-person classes. In preparation for the opening of the school year 2022 to 2023 on August 22, 2022, and in consideration of the easing of mobility restriction, the Department of Education will be implementing the enhanced enrollment procedures that are reflective of the current health and safety situation in the country for school year 2022 to 2023. These guidelines shall provide guidance to the school heads, teachers, and parents or legal guardians regarding the new enrollment process for school year 2022 to 2023, which will start on July 25 to August 22, 2022. Enrollment for school year 2022 to 2023 shall primarily be administered through the following. Number 1. In-person enrollment. This may be done in the schools where parents and or learners can physically process the enrollment while observing minimum health and safety standards. Example, wearing of face mask, temperature check upon entry, availability of alcohols, and physical distance. Number 2. Remote enrollment. This can be facilitated by filling out of the digital forms and sending it through the official email address of the school or through any of the available messaging platforms provided by the school. 3. Enrollment through Dropbox forms. Parents or legal guardians or the learners may fill out the forms in their homes and physically submit it through Dropboxes in the school where the learners are to be enrolled. Alternatively, a school may establish a Dropbox in front of the school, in every barangay hall, or in any other visible location where parents and legal guardians can get the printed copy of the Enhanced Basic Education Enrollment Form and submit the filled-up form in the same Dropbox. The school enrollment focal person shall receive all submitted enrollment forms and turn them over to the grade level coordinators if applicable, who shall then distribute them to prospective advisors. Prospective advisors shall encode the Enhanced Basic Education Enrollment Form in the LIS beginning of the school year facility and register the date of first attendance of the learner. Specific instructions to parents or legal guardians and enrollees. Number 1. For in-person enrollment, the parents or legal guardians of kindergarten, grade 7, and grade 11 learners shall communicate, reaffirm their intent to enroll their children to the school of their choice via physical enrollment and submission of the Enhanced BEEF. Learners may also enroll themselves provided that their Enhanced BEEF are signed by their parents or legal guardian. Grades 1 to 6, grades 8 to 10, and grade 12 learners who have existing accounts in the LIS will still need to update their information by filling out the Enhanced BEEF. It is the responsibility of the concerned school personnel to ensure that the updated information is reflected in the LIS. For remote enrollment, email or any available messaging platform by the school. Schools shall make the Enhanced BEF available both in digital and print format. The digital format of the Enhanced BEF shall be made accessible or downloadable from the websites of the central office, regional offices, schools division offices, and schools. It shall also be made available in the LIS support page. Filled out digital copy of the BEF shall be submitted through the official email address of the school, which shall be made available by the school authorities or through available messaging platforms by the school. For enrollment using Dropboxes, alternatively, schools may establish a Dropbox in front of the school, in every barangay hall, or in any other visible location where parents and legal guardians can get the printed copy of the BEF and submit the filled-up forms in the same box. For US enrollees may communicate their intent to enroll via digital and or physical enrollment platforms established by schools and barangays with community learning centers. Modified US Form 2 shall be used for this purpose. This form will be made available in digital and physical format. The summary of the US enrollment shall be submitted by each mobile teacher to the education program specialist for US. Protocol for Enhanced General Enrollment. Number 1. Pre-data collection. A. Designate school enrollment focal person, grade level enrollment chair, and ALS enrollment focal person. School heads shall designate a school enrollment focal person who will oversee and overall conduct the enrollment in the school, whether in person or remote. For a school with a higher capacity to accept enrollees, a grade-level enrollment chair may be designated by the school head to facilitate the smooth implementation of enrollment procedures in their respective grade levels. The grade-level enrollment chair shall receive all enhanced BEEFs and then turn them over to prospective class advisors. All schools are directed to receive all accomplished ALS enrollment forms in their locality. School heads may designate an ALS enrollment focal person, particularly in schools hosting a school-based ALS class. The designated ALS enrollment focal person shall receive all accomplished ALS enrollment forms and shall coordinate with their division ALS focal person in processing the ALS enrollment forms. B. Deadline for submission of documentary requirements. The deadline for the submission of documentary requirements under Section 5A of DO Number 3, Series of 2018 shall be on October 31, 2022 for both public and private schools. Only schools and their personnel shall transmit the learner's records, whether internally, example between a learner's previous and incoming class advisors, or externally, example between schools. Schools shall not compel learners and or their parents, legal guardians, to responsibility in the school records. This is in accordance with DepEd Order Number 54, Series of 2016, Guidelines on the Request and Transfer of Learners' School Records. Option to transmit electronic formats or scanned copy of credential document for specific grade levels. For grade 6 graduates and grade 10 completers who are already enrolled in grade 7 and grade 11 respectively, transmission of the scanned copy of Form 137 or SF10 together with other supporting or attached documents to the receiving school is an option, provided that the request was made through LIS portal, tracking or transfer facility, as instructed in DepEd Order Number 54, Series of 2016. The school official email shall be used in sending, receiving of the records by both schools. The option to transmit and scan credentials or documents through the official email instead of sending the hard copies of document is also applicable for kindergarten completers who opted to transfer and enroll to grade 1 in another school. ALS teachers may also use this option in sending electronic or scanned copies of portfolio assessment passer certificate for elementary and junior high school completers who enrolled in grade 7 and grade 11 respectively. The school ALS teacher who received the scanned copy of the document is hereby reminded that there is no need for the originating school to compel the submission of the physical copies of the said requirements. Number 2. Data collection and reporting. Letter A. Establishment of digital and physical platforms. Schools shall provide specific instruction to guide the submission of the enhanced BEEF by the parents or legal guardians of prospective enrollees, especially transferees, kindergarten, balik-aral, and ALS learners who obtain it from enrollment booths or kiosks. Letter B. Enrollment Quick Count Reporting. There will be a daily reporting of enrollment count and summary result of enhanced BEEF and ALS modified AF-2 from the start of enrollment period until 1 month after the opening of classes using the Quick Count facility in LIS. Instruction and system tutorial guide will be made available through the LIS support tab. Letter C. LIS encoding. C1. Enrollment and tracking in LIS. Following the same process in updating the enrollment status of learners in the beginning of school year, the enrollment status of learners in the school's registry shall be updated based on their SF9. For this purpose, the class advisor shall encode collected learner data from the enhanced BEF in the LIS. Public and private schools shall start their encoding or updating of enhanced BEF data in the LIS module starting the first week of opening of classes. All schools are directed to enroll all of their learners who are attending classes. C2. Transferred out from private school with unsettled financial obligation. For learners who moved or transferred out from private school but still have outstanding financial obligation, the receiving public school is instructed to accommodate the learner and assist the parents in the execution of an affidavit of undertaking as stipulated in DO number 3, series of 2018. The originating private school within 30 calendar days upon receipt of electronic notification of transfer through the LIS portal tracking or transfer facility is requested to review the validity of the request and take required action by confirming the transfer request and clicking the unsettled account checkbox to tag or mark in the system that the learner is just temporarily enrolled in the current school. C3. Transfer from ALS program to formal. The class advisor is directed to enroll the learners in LIS as soon as the latter starts attending classes. Enrollment eligibility and presenting of supporting documents as stipulated in DepEd Order number 3, series of 2018 is still applicable except for enrollment that requires ALS A&E certificate. Portfolio assessment certificate shall be used for school year 2022 to 2023. C4. Transfer from formal to ALS program or from ALS CLC to another CLC. The ALS teacher shall encode the learner's information in the LIS using the duly accomplished and signed modified ALS Form 2 with supporting documents establishing the identity of the learner.